yeah, we're done with that.
Guys, it's finally here. It's Super Bowl week, and your Kansas City Chiefs are going to Vegas, home of the Raiders, and are about to win a title in the Raiders' home. Welcome in, guys, to another episode of the CBT podcast with me, as always, Zach.
Yes.
How you feeling? Your Kansas City Chiefs, after all the yapping and bapping and dapping and blah, 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 your Kansas City Chiefs are about to win ring number 4. How does that feel?
It feels well. It feels well indeed. Yes. Drink that LaCroix.
I'm drinking that LaCroix. I am. I just feel, and I was at the gym today, and I had my little Chiefs Crocs on, and I had my little Chiefs hat on, and I just was strutting because it's like when your team is just the pinnacle and you're just at the top of the NFL. And I just want to start this episode off of just being like, you just feel so much better than everyone else. Like your team hasn't even won yet, and you're just like, yeah, you see people with the 49ers gears, you see people with just the different teams' gear, and you're just like, I'm just better. Like my team's just better than your team. And that's just really what I feel like it just comes down to this week. It's just like the Chiefs just got to be better. They just got to be better than the 49ers. They just got to be the Chiefs right now. And I've never went into a game, and it's always been hard. I hate this too. What I really wanted to get into is like, it's been hard to get usually I'm watching ESPN every week. Like, and it's weird. Like, obviously when your team loses, you're more fired up to be like, to get right back in it. But like, I'm just kind of just sitting there. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, watching ESPN now and then, and not really like watching all the podcasts, watching all the Chiefs content. Like, I'm not so like invested because I'm just like, all right, when's the game? And usually, like I said, every week, obviously, I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I'm ready. But I'm ready for the game. But I'm also just kind of like, yeah, when it gets here, because like, I'm so confident we're going to win. I don't know. It's such a weird feeling where it's just kind of like, it's hard for me to really get into it and really get motivated because I'm so confident. And it's like almost like one of those things that Draymond Green said it best a couple of years ago. And I'm not saying that the 49ers are this way, but he said it best. He was like, yeah, it's easier to get prepared for the Cavs than this when LeBron was on the Cavs at the time. Like, it's easier to get prepared for the Lakers than it is to get prepared for the Kings because they're the Kings. He's like, I can get prepared, and it's easier to win and be ready for a team like the Lakers, but it's harder to go and be prepared for a team like the dang Detroit Pistons because they stink. So, and I'm not saying that 49ers stink. It's just the way the Chiefs have played in the playoffs and the way that Patrick Mahomes has and he's beating teams in different ways and just like this. So, like, to you, are you going into this game like I am just overly confident?
Yeah, I'm super confident, man. I'm just waiting to see how we win. Like, I know.
Right, yeah.
Okay, we've been to 4 Super Bowls now. Okay, against the Niners the first time, I was not confident at all.
Right, same
and
here.
Then against the Bucks, I was pretty confident.
Yeah.
Until I saw the first snap of the game, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're playing like this. And then the Eagles game, I was not confident. I was not confident last year.
I was 50-50, really.
Honestly, this is the Bucks Super Bowl was the most confident I've been, which is funny because that's the one we lost.
Yeah.
And this is second. I'm really confident because I'm looking at how we played over the last 5 weeks compared to how the Niners have played over the last 5 weeks. And it's like they scraped their way. They barely made it here. And we just I know the Bills could have, that could have been a more interesting game.
But right. But to that point, and I don't mean to cut you off, but to that point, both these games, the Chiefs could have won these games by 10 plus points.
Yeah.
They could have won these games because you got to remember that holding call on Rashid Rice the last game, or not on Rashid Rice, but the holding call that prevented Rashid Rice. So that could have been a 10-point win. Obviously, they got the ball in the red zone and they needed out at the 15-yard line. That's 10 points. They essentially beat the Ravens by 10. Then with the Bills, McCall Hardman decided, well, I'm just going to, here you go. I don't really want to score. So you have that. So if you look at it, the Chiefs, majority of these 2 games, except for the Bills game, was up and down. But in the second half, the Chiefs controlled the game. The second half, there wasn't a lot. There wasn't, to me, my heart was not pumping. There wasn't bumps on my chest. Like for the second half of the Bills game, I was, once it started to get closer and closer and that field goal came, I was kind of like, he can make this. But I still was very confident Mahomes was going to get the ball. Mahomes was going to get the ball and go back and score. So I liked our chances. And again, I mean, like you said, the 49ers just have not played great football the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And I mean, especially if you look at that Green Bay game that was just like 2.5 weeks ago, they very easily could have lost to Green Bay. I know we lost to Green Bay in the regular season, but they really just barely made it to the conference championship. And then against the Lions, they got down. And if you look at what helped the Lions come back, it wasn't really – or what helped the 49ers come back, it wasn't really the 49ers as much as it was just the Lions, like, falling apart. Not just play calling and decision making, but also, I mean, like, a wide open interception just bouncing off his head. You know what I'm saying? I guess that they called pass interference regardless, but, that's ticky-tack. And so we proved that we deserve to be here. We won in convincing fashion against better teams than the 49ers played. They played 2 games other than our 3. Compared to our 3 against worse teams and won by smaller margins. Like, we are the better team going into this matchup. And now what happens in this game, on top of the fact that we're going to have a bye, and again, with the bye, Andy Reid is just, unstoppable, basically. Right. I mean, everything is pointing in our favor.
Yeah, and I know, like, there's certain things that, like, make me a little nervous. It's like, everyone's kind of picking the Chiefs. Everyone's coming around to the Chiefs. And I don't know what it is. I'm not saying the NFL's rigged or anything like that, because we're going to hear that. With, like, as Chiefs fans, we're going to hear that. So, and that's a whole other thing, is when you have, a lot of people, and you do have some people who are saying, I think the Ravens are going to, or the 49ers are going to win because they hate the Chiefs. Everyone hates the Chiefs. That's just understandable. They hate Taylor Swift. They hate the Chiefs. We're the popular kid. Everyone wants the popular kid to lose. So, they're going to say that. They're going to say, the 49ers are going to win, but then they're also going to say, the NFL's rigged. Well, before the game, you were saying the 49ers are going to win. So that doesn't make any sense. So you're already going to have that, and they're going to be blaming the refs and everything else. But, and that's the one thing that worries me, is when typically, I don't know what it is, when you see a lot of people just picking one side, the football gods just sprinkle a little something on the other side. Because last year, my God, was everyone picking the Philadelphia Eagles. I remember watching the pregame, and it was like, out of like 20 guys, it was like one guy picked the Chiefs. So I'm like, well, there you go. I mean, I remember the whole CBS crew, the whole CBS crew picking Eagles across the board, and the whole Fox crew picking Eagles across the board. I'm like, well, then you might as well put all your money on the Chiefs. Like, it's just, I always see it when one team usually gets picked the other way. But I understand it. Like, the Chiefs are just playing good football, and they're winning in different ways. Like, Patrick Mahomes, he's winning like a Brady right now. Like, he's not going out and rolling out and throwing a 50-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill or MVS. Like, he's just going, snapping the ball, bink, right there. Boom, tight window. Oh, wait, it's 3rd and 15? Sorry, bud, I'm just going to have to just, move around right here and then just throw a dart to Rashid Rice. Like, that's what's more frustrating, is teams are like, we got him. We stopped Pacheco on this drive. And Patrick Mahomes like, oh, wait, hold on, hold my beer. I'm just going to throw a little pass right there to my receiver, or to freaking Sky Moore, Justin Watson, and then boom, they have a first down. So that's what's just different to me, is like, it's not this Patrick Mahomes that's just like the flashy MVP. Like, he's like, oh wait, what, you need me to be like just Joe Montana right here on this drive? Boom, I'm just going to be just Joe Montana. You need to be Tom Brady? Boom. Oh, I need to be Patrick Mahomes on this drive? Scrambling. Oh, I'm going to throw between my legs to Travis Kelce, and he's going to pick up a 3rd and 5 like he just did versus the Ravens on that last year. And then Travis Kelce, man. This is one thing I want to address. I know I'm going off here. I want your take on this. People are trying so hard to discredit this man. The amount of on social media I've seen from people is, when Travis Kelce is how good he's doing right now, it's just Gronk this, Gronk that. Let's not forget how good Gronk is. Travis Kelce will never be Gronk. Blah, 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 blah. Travis Kelce is the greatest tight end to play. If Tony Gonzalez right there just because of the longevity and the stats. But what Travis Kelce's been able to do in the postseason, I know Tony Gonzalez never got a shot in the postseason, and Gronk was a good postseason player. But Travis Kelce is the greatest person to catch a pass. There's Jerry Rice. There's Randy Moss. You name them. The greatest player to catch it passing in the playoffs is Travis Kelce. Touchdowns, yards. He's got them. It's Travis Kelce.
It's so funny. The people that say Gronk is the greatest typically say Brady's the greatest, which most people agree with the latter.
Right.
But it's kind of the opposite argument. People are like, Gronk in his prime, at his peak, is better than Kelce. But then they'll take Brady over a guy like Rodgers and Mahomes when I'm taking Mahomes in a single game over Brady.
Right.
And so I'll agree with the Gronk. I'll be like, okay, if I want one game, I'll take Gronk over Kelce. I'll say that. But I'll also take Mahomes. And so if you're going to take Brady and Gronk, it's probably just because they're both Patriots or because you hate the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. And then you think about, okay, one season, Travis Kelce stays healthy more than Gronk does, okay? He gets more yards. He might not be a better blocker, but, I mean, in today's league, who knows? Maybe if Travis Kelce was drafted 20 years ago, he's known for his blocking because he's out there blocking all the time. But it's just what's the point?
But this is what I don't understand. Yes, it was Gronk a better blocker. Yes, is Kittle a better blocker? When I was growing up, and Travis Kelce was first on the Chiefs, he was still getting the same amount of yards, and you can say what you want. They were in an Andy Reid offense where you had Jamal Charles. Then you go to Spencer Ware, who's 1,000-yard back. Then you go to Kareem Hunt, who's 1,000-yard back. Who's your 1,000-yard backs on the Patriots? We're running the ball more. The guy's still getting more yards. I'm not understanding where, again, and Andy Reid has not been known for being a guy who likes to run the ball more. But again, even if you take some years where it was Travis Kelce's first 2 years playing, he still was getting the same amount of yards, or if not more, than Gronk when you had Patriot running backs who were running back by committee. And they had a guy who's maybe scraping 700 yards. James White scraping 700 yards. LeGarrette Blount is scraping 800 yards. But then you got Spencer Ware with 900 yards. You got Sir Kendrick West with another 500 yards. So I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding that either, where it's this whole Rob Gronkowski's. No, Rob Gronkowski, yes, he plays more physical. I will give you that. But again, if I want a guy who is literally just putting up better numbers year by year, he had Alex Smith as his quarterback. 880 yards, 850 yards, 1,000 with Alex Smith. Set the record for most catches with Alex Smith. Alex Smith. Again, Rob Gronkowski is a very good tight end. He had a very good prime. But again, I'm going to take someone who was year by year by year, and then they just tried to, he was a receiver. Again, the Patriots were passing the ball. The Patriots were passing the ball more than the Chiefs. Alex Smith was scraping 3,000 yards. Brady's throwing for 5,000 to 4,000 yards. I'm not understanding. And Rob Gronkowski is competing with Julian Edelman and Adam Dola. What are we talking about? He's competing with Jeremy Maclin and Dwayne Bowe, who are 1,000-yard Pro Bowlers. I've never understood that.
Okay. Edelman is better than Maclin.
He may be better than Maclin, but again, Maclin was getting more yards. He may be better than Maclin, but again, Jeremy Maclin had more career yards. Jeremy Maclin has more career touchdowns. Did Jeremy Maclin have the type of postseason Julian Edelman? No. But again, Jeremy Maclin never had Jeremy Macklin's worst seasons were some of Edelman's best seasons, and that's not just me saying that because I hate Edelman. Edelman was a very good postseason player, one of the better postseason guys. I call him the Derek Fisher of
that's a good
of the NFL postseason, because again, when Derek Fisher got into the playoffs, he is like one of the most postseason points because he was just clutch as hell, and hit big shots like Edelman, big plays in the postseason. But again, I just have never understood that because I grew up watching the Chiefs. With the Chiefs flinging around 4,000 yards every season with Alex Smith? No. Are they doing that with Mahomes? Yes. But again, we try to say, well, look what Travis Kelce has. He has Patrick Mahomes. Well, Tom Brady played in the NFL. So I know I'm kind of rambling on about our boy Travis Kelce, but I feel like Travis Kelce, I've seen a lot of people lately just not really trying to, Travis Kelce, no. George Kittle, I'm taking George Kittle over Travis. Stop it. Stop. Give my man Travis Kelce. And that's what I really wanted to get into is some of the matchups. So what matchups do you think the Chiefs have advantage of position by position, really?
Well, I like our matchups of our receiving core against their secondary. I mean, I know that our receiving core is the weakest it's been. Their secondary is not very strong, okay, at all. And maybe I'm thinking it that way because we have Mahomes. I think Mahomes can exploit the secondary. So it's more Mahomes. I'd say it's more Mahomes against their secondary. Not really one-on-one matchups with our receivers, but I like that matchup. I like our O-line against their pass rush. I like Chris Jones against their interior. I like our linebackers being able to contain McCaffrey and Kittle, I guess. I think we have favorable matchups in the most important matchups.
No, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, no one really wins a matchup of McCaffrey versus no defense wins a matchup against McCaffrey, but it's about containing him and making him not really he can't run for 150 on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's more that I think we have one of the better equipped linebacking cores with Gay, Tranquil, Bolton to be able to keep him to 70 yards, which rarely happens.
Yeah. And again, it sounds crazy, but he's gonna have to have a Christian McCaffrey. Oh my man, remember when Christian McCaffrey went off versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? He's gonna have to have one of those.
Yep.
He's gonna have to be in 5 years. Oh, dude, I remember when McCaffrey had he's gonna have to have one of those. I'm not trying to disrespect Brock Purdy. I'm not trying to disrespect Debo or Kittle or Ayuk, but again, where I think it matters is the Chiefs interior. I think the Chiefs interior is going to be able to beat up on this. And a lot of people overrate the 49ers offensive line a little bit.
It's not very good. Their tackles
the
are
outside
decent.
Is good. The outside is good.
Left tackle's great. But.
Left tackle's great. Mid all the way down. Mid from guard to right tackle it's not bad, but it's middle tier. It's again, Trent Williams is going to get his, but if George Karlaftis can kind of move around and they kind of put him on the inside,
I don't like that matchup. That's a matchup where I like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to have to maybe try to move him inside a little bit, and maybe if he can win inside, because Trent Williams he's just a massive human being. He's just a chunk of meat. So if they I will say this, that's when you try to put a guy like Tranquil on the outside, and if he can kind of get that initial arm off of him. Because if he gets the arm on him, he's done. If he gets a hand on him, it's you're not getting around him. Yes, but if he can get that arm off of him, he's toast. Because he's a chunk of meat. He's not going to be able to move with those feet. Trent Williams, obviously, he may be a Hall of Famer one day. But it's just, again, if you can get a guy off the edge on him, it's going to be difficult for him because he's going to have to move his feet, kind of like an Orlando Brown, those bigger type tackles. Or if they don't get your hands on him immediately, those guys can whip right past you. That's where they're going to have to win that. I think if the Chiefs can really win with 4, that's what it's going to come down to. But like you said, is what people don't realize is, yes, the Chiefs' offensive line leads the league in penalties, but they also give the most time to any other quarterback. Patrick Mahomes has the most time to throw. Look at what happened with Baltimore. He had the longest play all season last week versus Baltimore, or 2 weeks ago versus Baltimore. He had the longest play.
What it was 10 seconds? 9 seconds?
Yeah, 9.8. So 10 seconds. 10 seconds, essentially. And you may say, well, yeah, but they do this. Well, again, yes, they do lead the league in penalties. They do. But again, they're getting that penalty, and then the next play, they're having 8 seconds blocking, and then they score. So, yes, they are getting the penalties, but again, they're also getting the scores with it. That's what I really think it comes down to. Another thing that I think, again, the matchups, I like quarterback, obviously. Running back, it goes to McCaffrey, but I'm going to be honest. The way our offensive line blocks running the ball, Pacheco's going to get his as well.
Yep.
Pacheco's going to get his. And this defensive line, obviously the linebackers are great, but the front, they give up a lot of yards.
They're
give
very
up a lot
eager.
Of yards.
Yes, they always go for that big play, and they get ran past a lot.
Correct. Now, if the linebackers are going to make the tackle, but we're going to get 10 yards already. They're going to make the tackle. They are Greenlaw and all those guys. You must say, oh, Greenlaw, yeah. But, okay, yeah, no, they're great at tackling. They're great at making the play, but we just got 15 yards.
Yeah.
So that's what I really think it comes down to. I like I said, obviously running back. It's not a push. I'm not going to say it's a push, but it's Pacheco. Pacheco's still a top 15, top 10 back. But yeah, I'm going to go 49ers. Receivers obviously going to go 49ers. Tight end, Chiefs. I know a lot of people are saying 49ers. You're just wrong.
Crazy.
You're wrong.
Crazy.
You're wrong. You're wrong. I know
Kittle blocking gonna keep up with 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Oh, he's blocking. He's a better blocker. That's sweet. That's cool. Yeah. That's cute. That's
Look
really
up the numbers,
sweet,
buddy.
But yeah, again, I'm gonna take Travis Kelce in the postseason. He's been an all-time great. So I'm gonna go there, and then again defensively, I think overall I'm gonna go Chiefs. Yep. Overall defense, I'm going Chiefs, and a lot of people are 49ers defense. The defense that's given up 25 plus points a game in the postseason. The defense that, and I will say this about the 49ers as we kind of wind down. They're finding ways to win. We can say that. Finding ways to win. That's never a good thing. Again, you can say, well, yeah, it is. They won the game. You can't find a way to win versus Chiefs team. And I said it last week. You dig the hole versus Chiefs team, you're in the hole. Yeah. You're in the hole.
Stuck. You're stuck. There's no getting out. There's no clawing out.
No.
We saw the Ravens try to claw out against us, and we just make big plays in the right moments. I'd say on defense, we obviously have the edge as a unit because we have secondary and we have scheme and play calling. Now they have linebacking core, probably the best in the league, and their D-line has a lot more talent than ours, as a 4-man unit as it comes to that. But
right.
We're still going to get more pressure than them, even if they have a better front, because we have the best blitz packages in the world. And we have the best blitzing DBs in the world. And we have guys like Chanel and Gay and Bolton that can get to the quarterback when they're sent. So,
yeah, and you also got to think, Andy Reid just had Kyle Shanahan's number, and Spags just had his number.
Yep.
Super Bowl 18, 21, and, I think it's going to be this year. I'm so confident. And again, before, we kind of wrap it up here, in our final thoughts before we really head into the Super Bowl, what do you think is going to be your final assessment, your final takeaway, for this game? What do you think is going to come down to?
I think it's what we just said. It's that we really have their number. If you think about it, what Shanahan runs, he runs maybe the most beautiful, just bam, bam, bam offense in the league. Okay. Mm-hmm. When you don't need to rely on any superhuman abilities from your quarterbacks. You just have good yak and you scheme guys open. Okay. And their offense hasn't changed since he's got there because they've had the same quarterback archetype. Now, Purdy is probably the best he's had, but it's the same type of thing. And Spags has shown that he knows better than any coordinator in the league how to go against him, how to make big plays, how to give them 3 and outs, which does not happen. And so it really, the difference, the talent on the teams, they might have a little more talent. Obviously, we have the edge when it comes to quarterback, but it's really Reid and Spags, Shanahan, and Steve Wilks. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we have the huge advantage there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And that's the crazy because I really think it's going to come down to coaching. And I think it's going to become to the off script. I just don't think Brock Purdy is a guy that is an off script guy. I think he's that guy when you kind of played basketball, if you've kind of played football, he's that guy that's when you're running an offense, wait, you weren't there. The coach said you were supposed to be right there. It's yeah, but I wasn't. And I was open here. You got to hit me here. And it's just kind of and again, Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. I'm not trying to act like Brock Purdy is not a good quarterback, but I just think he's not a guy that. And again, we saw it a little bit. He was able to scramble and run. He's just not a guy that can consistently throughout a whole game go like the Patrick Mahomes, oh, this is breaking down pre-snap. This is breaking down. I need to change this and this. I'm not just going to snap the ball here and just be oh, well, I'm going to run if I saw that they were in cover man. Or I saw they were in this. I saw they were in a zone, but I'm not gonna just make a read, make an assessment. I'm just gonna snap the ball. If it's not open, I'm just gonna run or do whatever. So I think that's what it's really gonna come down to is okay, the off script stuff. This is 3rd and 10. This is 3rd and 12. who's going to be able to make a pay. And I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Zach, what is your final game score? Your final game score for this game?
24-17 Chiefs. Probably the most basic score you can come up with, but that's
24-17 Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty confident. I got the Chiefs 40. I got the Chiefs 49ers 3. No, I'm playing. I'm playing, guys.
I was actually excited. Like I'm not completely against that.
No,
we have 2 weeks.
I hope the Chiefs go out there and really just make everyone mad and make this the worst Super Bowl ever. I really do. I hope the Chiefs make this a 40-0 game and make everybody in America just I'm turning the game and I'm watching Jeopardy. I hope this makes everyone mad. But no, truthfully, I got the Chiefs 27 and I have the San Francisco 49ers 16. 27-16. I think it's a pretty close game. I think it's 20-16 late in the game. Chiefs get a turnover by Brock Purdy. They go, they get it, they score a touchdown. That's the game. And the Gatorade color is going to be white. I'm going white. Yeah, I'm going ballsy, folks. I'm going ballsy. We're going
I like white. The glacier cherry flavor.
What do you got? What do you got?
Ooh, red.
Red. Wow. Okay.
I mean, we're rocking in the red, right?
Got to go Chiefs red. I'm going white. Either or. If the 49ers win, the Chiefs on. I'm going white. I think they grabbed the white Gatorade bucket. I know there's different. They said there's the rumors. There's different flavor. There's different buckets out of different flavors. But I'm going white. I'm going white, and I'm going over on the. Wait, who's singing the national anthem? I think it's Reba.
I'm going over on. I know Max Reba from Star Wars, but I don't know Reba.
Reba, the redhead country singer, Hall of Fame country singer.
I got a Hall of Fame.
Reba. Yeah, she's a country singer.
All right.
Or is it Rita? Reba? No, it's Reba. She used to have a show. Reba, I think she's going over on the national anthem. I think it's 1:37. I think she's going over. So I'm going to go over on the national anthem. How many times they show LeBron James or mention LeBron? I'm going over 1.5 on that.
Is he going to be there?
Huh?
Is he going to be there?
I think that's a bet on FanDuel. They have different bets, different wacky bets. All right, but what are you going to be munching on? That's the final thing as we get out of here. What are you munching on?
Man, okay, we have a little nice party at my crib. So there's going to be like 30 plus of us. So, I mean, we're going to have my dad's friend, Suleiman. He makes nice wings, like lemon pepper. So we're going to have lemon pepper wings, mac and cheese, you know what I'm saying? And then people are bringing stuff. So I'm sure like the typical.
Okay, I'm a big dips guy. I like the dips. Obviously, with my kidney stuff, I can't eat certain things. But my dips, I like my pizzas. I like just, my cheese pizza, watching the game. Wings, you can't go wrong with wings, but nachos. I love me some nachos. Just give me some nachos, and we're good. But, I'm going to be munching on some nachos. I don't like eating a lot during the Chiefs games. The funny thing is when I played sports when I was an athlete, I could eat right. I could eat during the game. I could eat before the game. I was like Mark Sanchez. If you give me a hot dog on a bench, I'm eating a hot dog. I will do it. But with the Chiefs, I don't know what it is. I'm nervous. My stomach's turning. I can't eat. My mom's like, here, I made this. I made my mom's making her award-winning chili. Yeah, my mom won an award for her chili in Orlando. So, I'm going to be eating chili as well. But I'm going to be like, Mom, I can't eat your chili right now unless we're up by a lot. If we're up by a lot, then I can eat. But if we're not up,
we're going to be up by a lot.
Last year, I'm confident, baby. Kansas City Chiefs, guys, are back in the Super Bowl. Don't be like me, guys. Savor this. Remember, Tom Brady didn't go to Super Bowl for 10 years. For 10 years. Some guys.
That's not happening with us. Our guy's better. Our guy's a little better. So.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen to Mahomes. I don't think he'll ever have a 10-year drought. But, hey, some people never go back. Soak this up. We remember what the Brady Quinn days were, the Matt Castle days were. Those guys were. Soak this up, guys. Don't be like me and just kind of like, whatever, we're in the Super Bowl. No, we're in the goddamn Super Bowl. We're about to be Super Bowl champs, guys. I will talk to you guys later on the TBT podcast. Make sure you guys go follow us on all social media. We will talk to you guys. We may have a little pregame, a little quick live for the Super Bowl, kind of going over some food. Maybe Zach will be there, maybe Zach won't, but kind of just talking to you guys, getting kind of the vibes from everyone, like maybe, 4 or 5 o'clock on Super Bowl Sunday, checking in on with you guys. We may have some appearances from producer Alex, Dustin, that Vikings fan from TikTok, Zarek's, my brother, some other content creators. So we may have some appearances there, but we will talk to you guys next time on the TBT podcast.